okay, I'm going to teach today, and tomorrow I have to decide what else to teach. Let's see how sorry, can you turn off your mic? I hear a lot of noise. It's okay. So tomorrow I have to see how this lesson goes, and then I will decide what to teach tomorrow. But I think if this lesson goes well, I'm going to teach loops. Okay, because we already have done if a statement. And today I'm going to teach random numbers. And also I'm going to assign code HS for tomorrow too, not today. Today I didn't assign it, but I'm going to assign code HS. And yeah, but let's see how today's class is going to go. I'm just checking the attendance. Only one student is absent. Let me guess who is absent. Everybody is here. I see 18 students, but I don't know who the absent person is. Is Isaac Harshpreet? Isaac is here. Keishan is here, so somebody else must be absent. Keishan is here. That's good. Kashmit, Minal, and Paris. Peter, Ronik. Oh, so difficult to figure out who's absent now. Okay, sorry guys. Let me do this. Okay, my attendance. Let's see who is not here. Okay, I'm gonna look again. Mina was here. Isaac, Gabriel, Keishan, Alex, Peter, Alejandra, Harshdeep, Harshpreet, Tyler King. Is Tyler here? I guess Tyler is not here. Let me see. Tyler. So yes, I think Tyler is absent. I don't see him. 18. Okay, I'm gonna mark him absent and we start. Hopefully he will join soon. Tyler King. Oh, it already says absent. Somebody else is supposed to be absent but is here. Chatya, you feel better?
Yes.
Oh, because it says absent here. Okay, so attendance is done. Okay, so guys, do you see my screen? The D12?
You are now unmuted. You are now muted.
No? Oh, okay. I'll go share a screen again. Oh, it's gone. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to just to D12. Oh, sorry. So, do you see the D12 screen?
You are now unmuted. You are now muted.
Okay. So, what we learned before, I'm going to go to the previous announcement first. So we have been working on adventure games. Some of you have already handed in, which is good, but I asked you to add a little more to it, because writing a program is always that you create a program, but then you go back and you say, what if I change this to this, or what if I add something to it? So thank you so much for people who handed in. And if you haven't handed in, I haven't checked everything today. So if you haven't handed in your proposal meaning that what game you are going to make, I ask you to write a few sentences about what kind of game you are making and send it to me. Just 2-3 sentences, not a big deal. But then I would have an idea what you're working on. So that's what you're working on right now. And today I'm going to teach you random numbers.
You are now
how
unmuted.
to generate random numbers. Yes, Koa. Okay, I'm going to post it. Don't worry, because I usually see how it goes, because I see you working and then I will give you a deadline.
You are now unmuted.
I think it will be next week, maybe by the end of the next week, or 1 week from now, because I wanted to make it really interesting and add yeah.
You know how on ours we said we have to make sure to add both of the variables, for example, the lowercase and uppercase?
Yes.
Can you show us how to do that? Because
sure. Okay, I will show you. Yeah, so I'm going to make this game, maybe I give you 1 more week, like today's Thursday, so by Thursday next week. The reason is because after I teach the random numbers today, because random numbers is something neat you can use in games. I posted here for your homework, I said, try adding random numbers to your adventure game and be creative. So I want you to try adding stuff to it. And after you learn it today, you will be able to do that. So let me just check something before. Okay, nothing in chat. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing the screen. I'm going to click on the notes first. One of them is a PowerPoint presentation, which is from the textbook that we have. But I want to go to this other note first, random numbers. So please let me know if you see it. I'm going to open it. You see it, yes? Can you please tell me if you see it properly?
Yes.
All right, very good. Good, thank you. Okay, so this note is about generating random numbers. Oh yeah, I forgot something. Before we go through this, I asked you a question on the discussion forum. Sorry, I'm gonna go to the discussion forum on the D12, because I wanted you to, I wanted us to have some discussions. So on the discussion forum in the activity feed, I asked you, question 1, let me just open it. What is the difference between a class and a method in Java? Can you guys just say something about it? Okay, go here. Hopefully you see my screen. Yeah. I'm asking you, what is method? Yeah, like print. Print is a method of system class. System is a class with uppercase, and print. Yeah, yes, scanner. Scanner is a class, but what would be a method of a scanner class? Can you give me an example? Okay, so because Koa answered, so I'm going to say system is a class, but I wanted everybody to have a chance to answer it. And I just write this, and a scanner is a class. I posted. I didn't put, okay. So what the examples of methods would be print is a method of system class. Okay, I post my comments. So now it's your turn to post something. So what do you think is the difference between a method and a class?
Miss, I think I posted mine answer.
You did? I am not seeing it. But
mine is here below.
Oh, is it? Maybe the screen is too big. No, I don't see it. Did you put it on the chat or on the?
No, on the discussion. You
are now unmuted.
Okay, how come I don't see it? I go back. Oh, I only see 2 comments. Oh yeah, sorry, I see it here. Yeah, chat, yeah. A class describes the contents of the objects that belong. Okay, let me make it bigger. It's hard to read. That belong to it, while a method is an action which an object is able to perform. That is perfect answer. Perfect. Because that's right. So class is a blueprint. Like as I said before, I write it again here. So class is like a cookie cutter. And method is an object, is an action. So when you want to write a code that will do something in the program, you use a method. And that's why most of the time the names of the methods are as they are like a verb, like print line, or other methods would be read double, read int. So most of the time method names are in lowercase. First of all, I answered your question. I wanted you to answer it. Okay. Okay, most of the time, okay, method names are, okay, I'm missing A here, are in lowercase letters, okay, and they also have to, they are also verb, they are also verbs. So by verbs, I mean they represent an action. So methods do an action. Okay, is anybody else wants to comment here? Because Chatya answered it so perfectly. Okay, so if you don't have anything to post here, I can go back to the note. Anybody else wants to do that? Okay. So while, if you are typing something, I'll wait a little. Okay, so when I look at a program in Java, when I see something has started with uppercase, I know that is a class. So guys, can you please turn off your mic? Sorry, please turn off your mic because I hear noise. Okay, so Chatya, you asked me a question about variable names. The reason I say that the name of the variables should start with a lowercase is this, because as we have decided as programmers of Java, in Java, the names of the variables should start with the lowercase letter, so we know those are the names of the variables. But if you start a name with capital letter, that everybody will make a mistake. They will think that that is the name of a class. So that's the reason. So to answer okay, to answer Chatya, I give examples of name of a variable. So variable names should be like this. Variable names is like age, student, for example. So age student means the age of the student. It's lowercase a and capital S. But the name of a method is also has to be lowercase. For example, print is a method. It is lowercase. Okay, so.
Well, Miss, no, I was asking on, so you know how on ours we have multiple choice?
Yes.
We had to make sure if the user puts in a lowercase letter or an uppercase letter, it still counts.
Oh yeah, I get it now. Yeah, because in your program, but other people haven't seen it, so I don't want to waste a lot of time on this. But in your program, the user can only enter uppercase. If they enter lowercase, it's not going to work. In order to fix that, you have to add case A in lowercase. So either case is capital A or lowercase a. Okay, I will answer this privately because people don't know what we are talking about. I have to show you the code, okay? So I will answer that, okay? So let's go back to the notes. I don't think there is any more comments here. So I'm gonna go to the notes. Go back here. Go back to home. Okay, so now I'm clicking on random numbers notes. Hopefully you see it. Okay. So how do we generate, by the way, why do we generate random numbers? Random numbers are used in creating some games. For example, most of the time a guessing game is like a random number. So for example, you ask the user to guess a number, okay? And you tell the computer to also generate a number. Then if the user's number is the same as the computer number, then you say, okay, you guessed it right. So these are the things that you can create in games. So that's why it's nice to know how to generate random numbers in Java. So here, there are two different ways of creating random numbers. It's either by using math class. So do you see the highlighted line here? Can you please say yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So see, I highlighted math.random times 10. Math is the name of a class in Java, which has a lot of different methods. Every class has a main method, and also it can have other methods that will do something. So random method of math class can generate random numbers. And the way to do it is math.random times 50 plus 1. This is going to generate random numbers between 1 and 50. Okay, if we don't have 1 here, like the code above, times 10, math.random times 10, Alex, stop. Okay, times 10, that is going to generate numbers between 0 and 10. Okay, so this is one way of generating random numbers, but there is something called in Java called casting. Casting means that you convert a data type to another data type. When you use math.random, you're going to generate random numbers that have decimal points. They are like real numbers. But if you only want to generate integer values, you have to put int inside a bracket before the math.random times 50. Okay, so here the computer is going to generate only whole numbers, integer numbers from 1 to 50. Okay, so from 1 to 50, but only integer because we casted. This is called casting. We put int inside a bracket. Okay, is there any question? Let me just go to the meeting. See, okay, no questions here. Okay. Somebody has left. No, it's 18 people. That's right. Okay, so I go back to the note again. So here we are generating random numbers using math class. But there is another way of generating random numbers using a random class. Random is also a class that we must import it at the beginning. Okay, it's like a scanner class we have to import. Math class we have to import. Random class we also have to import it. We have to import it, and then we need to create an object for it, like this. Random RND equals new random. So as I said before, RND here is like the name of a variable. It can be anything. So if you remember with the scanner class, I gave an example like scanner Alex equals new scanner. Here also you can give any name, but this here they have named it RND. Okay, after you create this object, you can use the methods of the random class. Every class in Java has many methods. So in random class, there are methods like this. Next, int, next, int inside bracket, intn, next double. Each one of them has a description. So next int returns a random integer value. So if you use next int using random class, you're going to generate a random number which has integer value. If you use next int, but inside bracket also put int a number, it's going to return you a random number integer between 0 and the specified value, exclusive. For example, if this number is 5, it's going to generate numbers between 0 and 5. Okay? And next double returns a random double value between 0.0 and 1.0. Okay, next Boolean is going to return a random Boolean value. It's going to be either true or false. So randomly is going to create a true or false value. Next, long is also an integer value. is going to return a random long integer value. Okay, so these are how to generate it. These are the code you're going to add to your program. So for example, you're going to declare a number as integer, and you're going to say int num equals rnd dot next int 50. So this is going to generate random numbers between 0 and 50. And then when you display it, you're going to see the number. And this other example is between 1 and 50. So it's going to generate random numbers between 1 and 50. Okay, so this is the note is done. I just want to show you the Java code for it. I have to check the meeting, so there is no questions. Okay, I go back. I'm going to go to Java. Oh, I have it open, but I have to make sure you see it. Let me go back to... guys, can you please tell me if you see Java?
Yeah, we could, miss.
Oh, that's good. So I learned it. I learned how to use this properly. Okay. So I have a few random programs, random number programs here just to demonstrate to you. I put them in the roster folder because it's easy for me to open it from the roster. You can access to it too. And if you want, I can post it on D12. But I'm going to run them one at a time. So I'm going to run this one first. This is from the textbook, and some of them I added. So this is a program. I imported java.lang.math. This is a package that you need to import it at the top because we want to use the math class. I'm using a math class to generate numbers. This program is going to demonstrate the math.random method and is going to generate numbers between 0 and 1.0. Actually 0.0. I forgot to put 0 there because this has a decimal. Okay, so public class random numbers demo. This is the name of the class. This is the main method. So here it says first number, math.random. When you use math.random, it's going to generate a number between 0 and 1.0. I'm going to now run the program. So I think I compiled it already, but I'm going to compile and run the program. Then you see what happens. See, it generated 4 random numbers. The first one is 0.9504, you know. The second one is 0.04, 0.24, 0.8, 0.35. When I run it again, because it's random, it's going to generate other numbers. It's never the same numbers. See, this time it generated other numbers. And run it again, yes. Oh, because the programmers who wrote this method, they tell us, you know, that's what happens. So, okay, so math.random. Random is a method, okay? A programmer has already written this for us, okay? And we are using it. So no, math is the name of the class, okay? It's a program that is written by some former Java programmers, okay? And we are using it in this program. And random is a method of that class. Again, random has been written by a programmer. And they are telling us that this method is going to generate numbers between 0 and 1. But with decimal, because they have decided to do it that way, okay? Because, and I'm just explaining the code that they have written for us. So that's the problem. We need to know what program to use in our program, what methods to use. With practice, we just know random method is going to generate this. So it's not written on a stone, but because they have decided, they have written the program in this way. So that's how we know. Did I answer your question?
You are now unmuted.
Okay.
You are now
So
muted.
see, anytime I run it, now I'm gonna just cover this code. Anytime I run the program, is going to generate different numbers. But this is a decimal point number, but sometimes we don't need decimal numbers. So if I want to fix it, I have to add int. I'm just going to show you. So here, I just have to add int. Sorry, int. I have to cast it. This is called casting. I have to put int that this number should change into an integer. Let me see if this is gonna work. That I added. It doesn't work because I put too much space there and I didn't follow the rules. You know, I shouldn't have put it there. Let me just delete it, cut it, and I'm gonna paste it inside. I put it in the wrong spot. I'm gonna put it before here. Paste. Okay, hopefully this will work. Compile. Okay, so the first number is going to be a whole number because we converted into integer. See, it's 0. Let me try one more time if it's going to give me another number. It gives me 0 again. Hopefully it will give me some other numbers. Because it's random, we don't know what it's going to give us. It still gives me 0. Yeah, because it starts from 0. So when I put int here, I cast it. I want to get a whole number. Yeah. Sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you won't see me. I went to another screen. Okay, I'm listening. Yeah. So you want me to put int? Okay. Okay. Yes, I see that. This one, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna. No. It's not going to be the same number because it's random. Every time it generates a different number, so it's not going to be the same number. You know, this time, so I can run it. It's gonna give me 0 because I put int in front of it, but it wouldn't be 0.06. Even if I take this out this time, let's try it without int. It's going to generate. Yeah, it's going to be up to 1.0. But see here, the third number became 0.953. So every... Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know because... No, but if we try it too many times, we might get 1.02. But because it's random, I might sit here for so many days and all the time I get 0 because it's random, you know? It's not for sure. So, but yeah, I can get 1.02, but I have to sit for 2-3 days in front of the computer and keep running it because I don't know when it's going to give me 1.0. It's random. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the other one. So that was one of the examples. The other one is using math class. So that one, let me see, the one that I showed you was using math class random method. This other one is also using math class random, but this time it uses another type of formula. There is a formula that if I want to generate numbers between 1 and 10, like 5 and 10 here, so I want to generate random numbers between 5 and 10. I say, okay, I'm gonna get the higher number, take away the lower number from it. So 10 minus 5 is going to be 5 plus 1, which is equal to 6. So I'm going to put 6 here. So this is another way of generating numbers. So this is going to be between 1 and 10. So it starts from here. And then the same method again, math.random plus 5 is the lower number. In the PowerPoint presentation, it shows you this. So now I'm going to run this, and I put integer here, so I will only get integer value. So let's compile and run it. Okay, when I run, see, they're all integer values. 5, 7, 7, 10, 10, 8. And I don't know when it's going to give me 2, when it's going to give me 3, because it's random. So I'm going to run it again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So if like, so you want me to change 6 to 4 here? Oh, 6 means, okay, I show you the presentation now. The higher numbers, so you want to generate numbers between 5 and 10. So 10 is higher number, and 5 is the lower number, yeah? A smaller number and the bigger number. So the formula is the higher number minus the lower number plus 1. So 10 minus 5 plus 1. So you want me to, I can change this. Like, for example, I wanted numbers to be from 3 to 12. Let's try it. So I want to generate numbers between 3 and 12. Let's see what I have to change. I have to change this to 12. Okay, minus 3. What is 12 minus 3?
9.
No, 12 minus 3 is 9. Yeah?
Yeah. 9.
And 9 plus 1 is 10. Then I have to change this to 10. Okay, so this is going to be equal to 10, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to change this to 10. Let me just change 2 of the lines, not the other ones, okay? So these two, we are just paying attention to now, first and second number. Let's compile and run and see. So this is going to generate numbers. Oh, I didn't change 5. I should have changed 5.
So what does 5 here mean?
Sorry?
Oh, no, nothing.
So I want to generate numbers between 3 and 12, okay? So 3 and 12, I put the lower number at the right side, and 10 is the higher number minus lower number plus 1. So 12 minus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So these two lines is going to give me, generate numbers between 3 and 12. Let's see. Let's run and see. Okay, run. I'm just going to pay attention to the, yeah, see, it gave me between 3 and 12. It gave me 12 and 9. See?
All right, miss.
So that's how it works. But I'll show you the presentation. But let me show you the other, the other programs too. So this is the next one. So this other program is using random class. So here, import java.util.star. That means that it bring everything, all the programs, all the packages in utility to use in this program. So instead of just putting random class, we put .star. That means everything in the utility package. So we imported that. Then we are using random class, and we are going to initialize it. We are going to declare it. So random R&D new random. I'm going to use the name of the variable R&D, and also I'm going to use integer, so because I want to get whole number. So random.nextInt is going to give me random numbers between 1 and 10. Okay, let me see. Between 0 and 10 or 1 and 10, I have to look up for that. So let's try. See, it gave me 8, 2, 6, 5, 6. So let's run again. It's going to generate random numbers between, not this time, 2, 6, 4, 9, 9. Okay, So I think it's going to generate numbers between 1 and 10.
You are now unmuted.
Yeah, because when I read the note, it says when you use a random number like this, it's going to generate numbers between 1 and the number that is inside the bracket. If I change 10 to something else, you want me to change it? I will change it to, I don't know, no, and let's just change it to 8. It's going to, the first number is going to be between 1 and 8. Let's see. It's just knowing the program. It's nothing major. So see, 5. Next time, let me run it. See what it's going to show me. 6. Next time. Okay. 0. Oh, so it generates 0 then. Okay, I just didn't remember that. So it's generating random numbers between 0 and 10. But here is between 0 and 8. The first line is only between 0 and 8. So I'm going to change it back. You just have to, try this. If you don't try it, you won't remember. And it's not a big deal. You don't have to memorize it. Anytime you need to write a program that you want to use random numbers, you just look up the notes. Because I don't think anybody will memorize all of these. And I don't expect you to memorize it. So this was just some of the programs. I didn't show you this one. Yes, I did show you. I showed you this. Okay, I want to go back to the D12 and show you the PowerPoint presentation, which I posted there. I mean, you are free to also look at it yourself. If you are sitting at the computer right now, you can always look at this. Okay, so this random numbers in Java, I just added some extra. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean the meeting. I meant, what did I do? Did I, okay, you still see me, yeah? Okay, sorry, I'll just go here. Instead I clicked on the meeting instead of this. Okay, random numbers decision. Is a PowerPoint presentation. Let me show you that. Okay, this PowerPoint presentation, Koi, can you tell me if you are seeing this?
You are now unmuted.
Okay, good, thank you.
You are now muted.
So this is from the chapter 5 of the textbook that we use in class. So this is, first of all, it reviews the if statement. So you already know it. So for example, if x equals 5, if you compare numbers, you have to use 2 equal sign, okay? If x is equal to 5, then y is 20. So this is about if statement. These are about operators that we already learned. So equal means 2 equal signs, means equal, less than, equal. I mean, we did this already. Not equal is exclamation mark and not an equal sign. Then if else statement, which you learned it. Nested if statement, which one if inside another if. So this block of if is inside this other block of if. Okay, so it's nested if. I just want to show you the section about the, and the switch statement is also here. You can look at it yourself. So this one talks about math class. So it says part of the java.lang package. So math class is part of the Java lang package. The random methods generates a double between 0 and 1.0. For example, rnum is math.random is going to generate numbers between 0 and 1.0. But so this is the formula I just talked about. Remember, when you use, so you do high number minus low number plus 1. So if, for example, if you want to generate numbers between 4 and 15, you have to say 15 minus 4 plus 1. And whatever the answer is, you put there. So 15 minus 4 plus 1 is going to be 10, yeah? 15 minus 4 is 9 plus 1 is going to be 10. So you put 10 here. So that's the formula for if you want to use random class. Sorry, the math class, not the random class. Okay, so this is again, this PowerPoint is just a good review for you about other stuff that we already did. So I'm not going over it because we did it. Oh, except for this part, we didn't go through this part. I want you to also know this. So the math class, other than generating random numbers, we can also use the math class to the math class's methods to figure out some of the other stuff. For example, so absolute value, I know you're taking math too. How do we know what is the absolute value of any number? Let's see. Can someone answer it? Do I have you? I didn't disconnect. Hello?
You are now unmuted.
Oh, you're
Yes,
now muted.
okay. You were there. Okay. I just want to ask you this. What is the absolute value in math? Can someone tell me?
You are now unmuted.
Yeah, no, as an absolute, I mean, don't worry about Java. What is absolute value in mathematics? If you don't remember, I tell. You don't remember? Okay, absolute value is the value without the sign. For example, the absolute value of -6 is just 6, or +6 is just 6, so absolute. So ABS is a method of a math class that will return the absolute value of the number. And POW, it's to the power of. So if you put 2 as number 1 and 3 as number 2, it's going to say 2 to the power of 3. And what would be the answer? 2 to the power of 3? 8. 2 times 2 times 8. Or if I just, for number 1, if I put 4 and number 2, I put 2, 4 to the power of 2 is going to be 16. Yeah, so that's POW. We use POW is a method of math class to find the exponent of something. And a square root, SQRT, returns the square root of a number where num is a positive number. For example, if I put 49, what would it be the answer?
7.
7. Perfect. You guys are so smart. Thank you. Yeah. So if I put 49, I'm going to get 7. If I put 16, I'm going to get 4. So that's the square root. Another thing of math class that we had it on the test, I showed you with cohort A, I think I put it on the board. You can also, yes, cool. Let me finish this. Sorry? Yeah, just 1 second. Let me finish. Yeah. Four. No. If you put in, as for num, if you put 16, the square root of 16 is going to be 4. Because 4 times 4 is 16. Yeah. Okay. Another nice method of math class is the word pi, P-I. I don't think they show it here. No, they didn't show in this presentation. So math.pi is going to give you 3.14, the pi, number pi. So math.pi. So there are many methods of math class that you can use. So, and also there is a flowchart example here, which you can see. I'm not going over this one. I just posted you to read the flowchart. And now there is one more thing I have to show you. Let me just check the time. Okay, we still have time. Okay, random numbers, the math class and the random class. Oh, did I show you? No, I didn't show you the math class other than the PowerPoint. I want you to also know this, learn it. Okay, this is from the textbook. Again, it shows you the different methods of the math class, like absolute value, return the arc of, arc cosine of is angle num. Okay, so this is the cosine of a num, and this one is sine of an angle, a sine. So these are the thing, or tan, or other thing, exponent. So these are the different methods that you can try it, and you can add it to your program if you like anytime. So this is one example. And one more note I had here. These are just for you, you can refer to it. You don't have to memorize anything, okay? And this is the random class methods. So what the random class does, for example, the same thing that I showed you on the notes. So next int returns the next random integer in the random number. Okay, so these are some of that, and this is an example of a random number, which, oh, I did this, I showed this to you. So it's the same thing. It's just for your referral, so you can go back and try this. Or for example, this other program is going to generate random number between, I think, 1 and 10 or 0. Let me see. No, 1 and 100.
You are now unmuted.
Okay, so this is an example. You can just learn it for yourself. So let's go back. Oh, I wanted to show you one other thing. Okay, is there any question before I move on? I'm not going fast, no? Because this is something that you just have to learn it and practice. I want to show you the program called rock, paper, scissors, not the one that you did in class. That was a simple one. But let me close these ones and open that. I also posted in the as a roster folder, so RPS, rock, paper, scissors. I want to show you how to generate random. Oops, why doesn't it open? Let's see. Please open. Okay, it did open. Okay. So this is an example. Let me run the program first and then excuse me, compile. I'm going to run the program, then I will show you the code. Okay, enter your throw. So which number should I enter, 1, 2, or 3? Are you guys there?
3.
All right, so let me go back to here. Thank you. So I'm going to enter 3. So 3 is going to say player throws scissors, computer throws paper, player wins. So I won because I throw 3. But the computer throws paper. How did the computer know that? Because it generated random numbers. I'm going to explain this program to you. This is from the book. So here you are asking the computer to generate random numbers. So
you are now
okay, prompt player to throw and read number typed. Okay, so you ask the user to enter a number here. You also ask the computer, this is the thing that we learned today. You ask the computer to generate a random number between 1 and 3. We only need 3 different numbers, 1, 2, or 3. We don't need anything else. And that should be a whole number. That's why we use int here. If we didn't have int, it would give us decimal numbers. But so this line, which is so simple, you can always use this one if this is simple, and I like to use this one most of the time. So this is using the random method of the math class. So this one generates random number between 1 and 3. Okay? And after you ask the computer to generate a number, you compare those two numbers. You say, and here they have used switch case. So if it's rock, then you display rock. If it's paper, you display paper. If it's scissors, you display scissors. But before that, you have to assign values to each one of them like this as a constant value. So the value of rock is number 1. The value of paper is number 2. The value of scissors is number 3. So anytime the computer generates 3, we say that is scissors. If it generates 2, it's paper. Generates 1 is rock. Okay, so there are 2 things are happening here. You ask the user to guess a number, and you ask the computer to generate numbers. Okay, and then yeah. Yes, this is a constant. Yeah. So rock is always going to 1. Paper is all. No, no. Yeah, if you take this out, you can change rock here. Like you say, if 5 is rock, for example. Mm. Mm-hmm. No, actually, it's gonna work still. I don't think final is just for us to know that this is a constant. See, if I compile it, I think it's gonna work. Oh, it didn't work because of something else. But usually, even if you don't put final, you just declare a variable and it should work. Okay, so your question is? Yes. It is final. It is constant. It is a fixed value. Rock is always 1. Paper is always 2. So if the computer generates number 1, is rock. That we're gonna say this is rock. If the computer generates number 2, is gonna be paper. Number 3 is always going to be scissors. What do you mean? If I take out final? Yeah, it didn't work, but I think it should work, but I don't know what went wrong. I mean, final is needed there because this is a constant variable. But even if we didn't have final, we can still have value. We are declaring rock,